Hello everyone, welcome to Career Connect Resume Review Live. I believe a few people will slowly start joining the session. Meanwhile, we will start with a few introductions as well. I see 5 people have already joined the session. Thank you for joining. And yeah, we have got a packed session today. There is a bunch of resume reviews that we'll be doing, followed by cover letter review. So before we start all of that, a bunch of introduction and then we can get started. So let me share my screen. Just a minute. Hey Manish. Hi Savni. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen. People who are in the live stream, I see about 12 people who have joined. I believe you can see my screen share so that we can get started. So yeah, initially, what are we planning to do today? Resume review. That is the core of the session today. First, there will be some introductions. Who am I? What am I doing? Plus Samni, who has joined us as a HR person who will be reviewing the resume. And then Monish, who will be sharing about cover letter. That's an update for the session. We'll also be taking a few cover letters and reviewing that as well. And then yeah, probably we plan to end around 12, maybe 12:15. It might go a little longer. Yeah, my name is Nambirajan. I am from Career Connect. I'm organizing the session. And yes, I will be leading the session today. And I currently work in Berlin as a product designer, as a UX designer. I've been working in India, then moved to Berlin before 3 years and been working here since then. And I started this community as part of a cricket community, which became a culture community and now a career community. We're helping people to grow in their careers. We have a WhatsApp community, and also we are planning to launch a top mate page soon, but more on that later. So today's session, the resume reviews will be done by Savni, which she will introduce herself in a few minutes. And also we have Monish, who will be sharing about cover letter, how to draft a cover letter, some good examples of cover letter, plus also he has few ideas about AI chatbots that can help you with your job search. That all will follow later. And how do you participate in the session? Keep your resumes ready. I will be sharing a link to join the live stream, and then you can join the live stream, share your screen, and then we can share the review points. And these are all real resumes, and these are not rehashed resume points. So that's a strength of this particular session. And be on video. When I share the StreamYard link, you can be on video and then get the review points. So that will help us be connected to you in person. And we also plan to have it as objective as possible. I know it takes a lot to share your resume online with people having a look at it. So we will keep it objective and then that's useful for you. And like I said, this is all done as a part of Career Connect, which I started a few months back, and we've been doing meetups, real world meetups, online meetups, and you can also join the community. This is the WhatsApp group link for it. If you want to scan and join, you can join. I will also share the link in the comments soon, so you can get be part of this community. And top mate page probably today will resume review probably like 4 5 resumes. The other resumes, if you want to get reviewed, we will share the link for it, and then you can also book the sessions with Savni with me, and then complete that. Okay, now let's get started with the resume review, but you need to participate with StreamYard. That is a bit of rules to follow or guidelines. Use it in Chrome, log in with your Google, get on the stage, which I'll add you on stage, and then you can share screen, share your resume, share a LinkedIn profile link. Then we can make the analysis and share you points, which can help you refine your resume. And when your turn comes, let's say you get on the stage, share your name, where are you from, what's your career goal, and also, yeah, share your resume plus job link probably in a tab in the same browser. Yeah, with that, we'll get started. Yeah, just be brave. Share your resumes, get the review points so that you can take it to the next level. Your job search becomes even more effective. Time for review. And with that, let me invite Savni on stage. Hey, Savni.
Hello, everyone. Firstly, I want to thank Nambi for making me a part of this session. And I'm going to keep it real short without too many details because I want us to have more time to review the resumes. So, my name is Savni Redkar. I'm a talent acquisition professional. Currently, I've been living in Berlin for the past 3 years. I work as a freelance consultant with few startups. I'm helping them scale their teams in India as well as a few regions in Europe. Previously, I have been associated with large and mid-sized organizations, and I've helped them in their global hiring needs for IT as well as non-IT roles. And today, I'm looking forward to lend some tips that have helped me through parse through thousands of resumes. So, looking forward.
Got it. Thanks, Savni. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for taking your time on a Sunday. And yeah, I mean, when you're in job search, sometimes you take all this free time and then start applying, start reviewing, and getting your resumes better. I think people are also committed. I see 40 people already in the call.
Hmm.
So nice to see people. Hi, Rima. I think Rim joining from Hamburg. Khalid Khalil, Savita, Adi Kesavan. Hello, Hitaishi, I hope I got your name correct. Karan, Aditya, Pulkit Gupta, thanks all for joining. I have shared a link in the YouTube comments to join the stage and share your resume. The StreamYard link. Savita Adikesavan, I'm joining from Berlin. Thank you. We are also from, most of us are from Berlin. Yeah, please click on that StreamYard link. You will join the queue here, and then I will add you to the stage. I already see Shivani. Thanks for joining, Shivani. Please be on video, Shivani, so that yeah, when your turn comes, you can share your resume and then also your LinkedIn link. I see Shivani and also a few more people. Reema, Rupsa. Good. I also see Bharat. Probably we will start with Bharat. You will be the first resume that we are going to review. Once I add you on the stage, please share your resume in a tab, in a browser tab, and then the LinkedIn job profile. We can compare these both and then get started. So, Bharat, can you be on video and then, yeah, also give a
Yes.
short introduction about yourself and then share your resume and the job link?
Yeah. Thank you, Nambi. Hello, all. I'm Bharat, who is currently living in Bangalore. I mean, I came for Bangalore to complete my thesis. I'm about to finish my thesis in a couple of days. But once I finish my thesis, I'll be moving back to Berlin. I was living in Berlin. I will be
So,
moving
what?
back to Berlin.
Okay,
I'm
what
a
is the
student.
immediate? Yeah, what is the
Sorry.
immediate career goal? What kind of jobs are you applying for?
I'm working in I'm studying energy management. It's an
Okay,
MBA program, energy management. So I'm looking for jobs in the energy sector. But previously, my experience have been in mechanical engineering for past
okay,
6 years before moving into this, changing this career.
okay,
So I'm bit of in a confusion because I was not getting working student jobs in the energy sector because they expected work experience.
okay,
As a fresher, they were not recruiting me. My experience have been in the mechanical domain, so I'm really confused which domain I have to look forward. So maybe this session will help a bit. I
okay.
have
Sure.
the job links,
Yes, so
job
that's good.
posts related to energy sector.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So if my profile doesn't match, maybe I have to concentrate on the mechanical domain itself.
Hmm.
Okay, so can
Maybe
you
yes,
share your screen, take us through your
yes,
resume and the,
yes,
I
yes.
believe you are able to share your
Um,
screen, right?
I am, yes, entire screen. Okay, and share. Okay. I hope my screen will be
Yes,
visible
it's on.
now.
Yeah, we can see the
Yes.
screen.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are able to see it.
Okay, maybe I think it would be better to first go through the job profile and
Okay.
then, right?
Can you please zoom in a little bit
So that
because
Yeah.
people can read the
I'm
text.
not
Yeah,
able.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
The profile is basically product sustainability. It's about product sustainability. LCA practitioner is life cycle assessment.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. So they're looking out for a master's degree. Okay, 3 years of experience into chemical, pharmaceutical, or manufacturing industry. Okay.
But you are into energy, right? This is
Energy, but this arcade is this company is related to energy, but I'm not really sure why they haven't mentioned energy.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
LC is about the energy
Okay,
usage. It's about
okay,
Okay.
carbon footprint calculation.
okay.
Okay. All right.
It's heavily
I
chemical
think,
synthesis, safe and
yeah.
sustainable design framework. I mean, it seems. I
Can
mean,
you again go
go to
up
your
a little
resume.
bit in the first three
Yeah,
points?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And
Basically, I have experience in SEMA Pro, so I have listed this profile, a job profile. Let
mm-hmm,
we
Okay,
can check.
okay.
sure.
Probably we can go back to your resume, go to your
Resume.
Yes,
resume, and then have a look, and then probably
yes.
share some. Yeah.
Um, all right. So, but at first things first, the first block looks good. You have all your details mentioned there.
Mm-hmm.
It's precise. It looks good. Sustainable energy professional, you may want to write more specific, because I think this
Okay.
is a very generic role that may not give you very clear idea about what your aim is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, coming to the second part, professional summary. It's too much to read, I would say. Maybe you can cut
Mm-hmm.
it down to 2 points, highlighting something that you've already done in your master's thesis, or what you've actually liked in the course and you want to take it your career ahead with.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also
Okay.
feel it's like a big block of text, right? People
Yeah.
usually are
Mm-hmm.
skimming through resumes; they may not read the entire thing. So yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
can be
think
shorter.
nothing stands
So,
out there. Maybe you want to work on that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, coming to the skills part, business technical software. So, the role that you are actually looking out for is more related to the software part.
Yes. Kind of. Yes.
Okay.
It's on this. Yeah.
So maybe we would want to rearrange that, because
Mm-hmm.
right now maybe the focus would be more on business related skills.
Okay.
We may
yeah.
want to have the software and the technical part on top,
Okay.
and then follow it down with your business skills. Um,
And maybe it depends on the profile you're applying for. For
for
example, the job link you just shared, that
Mm-hmm.
seemed a bit technical. Maybe then
technique.
software skills can be highlighted more. You can
True.
Okay.
tweak it for that. Probably have three versions of the resumes: one with business at the high level, one with the
Mm-hmm.
software at the high level, and then you can choose which you want to share.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
I think, and one point to everyone I would want to highlight here, especially in the European market, uh, you need to take time in building your CVs as per every job. Uh, we should not try to have one CV fit all jobs, because it really doesn't work, and it may not even go through the ATS system first.
Okay.
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 So yeah, like if we are looking at highlighting the tools that you've actually used, then you may
Okay.
want to pull that up. The SEMA Pro, I think, which was there in the job description as well.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
we
Okay.
can scroll down. So this is the most recent academic degree that you're
Yes.
completing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So major learnings, exactly what are we trying to highlight here?
I mean the various topics, major topics covered in the program, because my job search is basically based on this educational background rather than my work experience. So I
Uh-huh.
want to highlight the key learnings, such as this is relevant to this job profile:
Uh-huh.
LCA,
Uh-huh.
ESG,
Okay. In
sustainability.
that case, I think we may want to reduce this a bit.
Okay.
I think it's
Okay.
it's an exhaustive list.
Okay.
Yeah.
We may want to pick what is really important for the job. And
Mm-hmm.
I would also say that rather than talking about major learnings, we can talk a little bit more in detail about your thesis work. Maybe make that into a 2 or 3 pointer, and
Okay.
align it with the job description on how you can actually have similarities between the job role and the work that you've done in your university.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
And also
And
seems a bit generic, Bharat, like macroeconomics, microeconomics, right? but
Mm-hmm.
what exactly in that, and usually, and also this academic qualification, right? Now it's coming high up. I haven't seen your experience at all, and
Mhm.
now
Ah,
these
yes.
are so many topics that are there, and then yeah, there is no specificity in it. Probably you can
Okay.
move the whole section below the experience and then experience.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
in like in the top section of your profile, highlight the paragraph that you've written. In that,
Mm-hmm.
as a pointer, you may want to highlight that you are a fresh master's pass out with
Okay.
these kind of tools or the sustainability focus,
Mm-hmm.
and then so that is like the first highlight that they see that okay, he's planning to move his career in a different direction, and we should look at this profile.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Sure.
yeah, as a general format, I would want all the experienced professionals to have the work experience
Yeah,
before
that's
your academic details.
yeah. Even with weightage, that
Um,
gets a bit more weightage, right?
Yes,
Work experience.
yes.
Okay.
And
See,
yeah.
only reason I moved, actually, I had that kind of format earlier,
Hmm. Hmm.
because why I changed was because I'm searching with respect to this educational background, my
Sure.
career
Mm.
changed, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
moved it
completely
front.
understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you can
Anyway,
go down.
yeah. Next comes the work experience.
Okay.
It's
So
completely irrelevant for this job profile. So
Mm-hmm.
okay. Okay.
Got it.
Then you
That's
may
great.
want to shorten it a bit, maybe not
okay.
write too many details of it. And if you can pull in some points, which might be team related, management related, that can have similarities between both the jobs, make sure you
Okay.
highlight them.
Okay. Okay.
Like the good part
Um,
about the CV is that you have a lot of tangible points here, wherein you are actually showing the impact or actually showing what work you have done or how it has impacted the project, which is really good about the
yes.
CV.
Okay. Thank you. Um, okay, I understand. And finally, there's just the finishing
Yeah,
points with
this seems
language
fine.
proficiency.
And also in your
Okay.
experience, what I saw is a lot of saving. If you go to your experience, there is
Mm-hmm.
a lot of like saving thirty-five thousand
Ah, yes.
dollars, saving $4,000, saving. I mean, you have certain numbers which brings a reality to it. It makes it more realistic, but
Okay.
and quantifiable. But too many savings. Is there anything other than savings that you have contributed? Maybe you made an impact in the revenue generation or something else. So it seems a little one-dimensional. If you can make it
Ah,
a little
okay.
more, yeah, diverse, it would be
Um,
better.
okay. Also, one more thing. Has your job been with the same company or is it
Yes,
different?
it's been with the TCS, like yeah,
Oh,
but I
okay.
change the projects, like the teams. The role is different, completely
Okay.
different.
You may want to highlight because right now it looks like you have three different jobs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can change the way you are writing it, making sure that they know that you were with the same company for that long.
Okay, maybe write the company and then different roles,
Yes,
Yes.
different
yes.
sections with the different roles. Okay.
And also, since you have this debate right within yourself. Do I highlight your education or the experience? The
Hmm.
education, the thesis, I feel has a very little. There is
Yeah,
like only two
yeah,
lines you have spent on that. You can spend
true.
a little
Yes.
more because that's where you have actually done some work or thesis for that particular domain, right? Energy sector. So
Yes.
if you
Yes.
see there is
Yes.
only the two lines, what did you learn from it? What is the
Hmm.
impact you made
Okay.
from it, or what are the ideas that you generated from it? Probably this can, yeah, get more
More
prominence, especially for those kind of roles that you're applying to.
true.
Okay. uh, and one more thing is, like, I as part of the modules, different modules, I kind of worked on different tasks. So should I
Okay.
write like something like projects worked on related to this MBA
Yes.
program?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that will be even more relatable,
Anything
right?
that you
Yeah.
have hands on should definitely be highlighted. Uh,
Yeah.
because when the system makes a run for those tool names, they need to
Okay.
pop up multiple times for your CV to even reach the recruiter.
Okay. I recently thought about it, so yeah, I'll add that.
Okay.
Projects. Yeah.
Cool.
Uh,
Thanks. And
uh,
also check the skills in the LinkedIn profile page, probably how that matches with your current resume, and then you can also make it better.
Yes. Before wrapping up, should I share the other profile? If
Sorry,
how?
Bharat, I think we have
Okay,
already
no
spent
problem.
like 10 minutes. Is it okay
No
if we
problem.
move on?
Yeah,
Thanks a lot for joining. Thanks for being prepared. And
yeah,
hopefully you get what you're looking for soon. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks a
Bharat.
lot.
Okay, so we will have the next person. Meanwhile, I'll add Munish also on stage. So probably Munish, thanks for joining today. You can also share your points. Probably Munish is a IT coach. Maybe maybe you got your title wrong. You can introduce yourself. Meanwhile, I'll get the next person up on stage.
Thank you, Nambi, for the opportunity. Hello, everyone. I've been in Germany for the last 5 years, and I've been both an employee as well as a freelancer the last 5 years in Germany. I've had a chance to also have a freelance visa that way, and I'm primarily a developer for the last 12 plus years. I'm currently building a company. I'm founder of a company called Where Can One Find, and I'm building something in the mental health and well-being space. And also, as part of just here to share whatever I've learned along my journey of being in Germany and what has got me so far. So I'll come back to my part
Yes.
later on.
Thanks, Munish. Thanks for taking for your time on a Sunday and joining. And we have got on stage Tanushri. Hi, Tanushri. You're on video. You're
Hi,
on the stage. You are on the
how are
live stream.
you?
I'm good. How are you? Where are you
Yeah,
joining
I'm
us
good
from? What
too.
is your career?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm from Karnataka, and currently I'm staying in Berlin doing my masters, and
Okay.
I'm also a working student at Dassault System, and my major is software engineering. And since I started my thesis this semester, I will be graduating in this August 2025, and I'm looking for the full-time job. And it's been like 1.5 weeks since I started applying for jobs,
Very fresh.
and you
Very
know
fresh.
how I'm feeling right now.
That's good. So, which kind of profile are you applying for? And yeah, you can also share your resume.
Yeah, let me share my resume. I'm majorly focusing on software engineering postings and also full stack developers.
Okay. So, not only front end or back end, but like full stack.
Yeah, I
Okay.
also keep on applying for front end also, but I'm focused more on full stack.
Full stack. Munish, this is
And
a
your
question for you.
experience has been the same. Sorry to cut you, Nambi.
It's okay.
Um,
Go ahead.
Your previous IT experience has been into same full stack or front end technologies.
it's into software engineering,
Hmm.
not only particularly for full stack.
Okay, so what technology stack have you previously worked on? Anything that is similar to what you're aiming for, or it's going to be again a completely new direction?
No, no, no. It's a similar. It's
Okay,
almost
okay,
similar, I can say.
all right.
Can you see my resume? I mean, I'm sharing the whole entire screen.
Yes, now we can see. Tanushri Here to Lukere Natraj. Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
long middle name. Yeah, can
Okay.
you zoom in so that we can read it a bit better?
Uh, it's good.
Even more
Yeah,
better, even more, little bit more. Yeah. Savni.
yeah. Okay, I'm able to view it. Okay. First section looks fine. You can scroll down a little bit. Uh, Um,
And
okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Little down. Oh, okay. Okay. Tanushri, in the first section, can you just scroll up first? We'll
Yeah.
talk about this. So, yeah, definitely you've highlighted a lot of things,
Okay.
um, but I'm not able to clearly get through your work there. You've highlighted the skills, which looks good,
Huh?
um, but it's not giving out a very clear indication of what the work was or what your role was with these technologies.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So this has been your ongoing job.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Can you scroll down a bit?
I have a question. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
So here, here, role specified in the sense I should keep my role first, saying that being a software engineer, I
Yeah,
was
so you're what you whether you are responsible for this, whether you're helping someone do this, how is it actually affecting the project? What is your exact role in doing these things?
okay. Okay, yeah, got
So
it.
probably some numbers it can have. Like for example, can you scroll up? Real-time dashboards, right? Build custom real-time
Yes.
dashboards using NetVibes incorporating query language. Okay, so based on that, what is the impact for the business? Yeah, can you create how many data visualizations can you created or something like
Okay.
that? A little bit more numbers, a little bit more specific specificity can help.
Okay, like instead of generic, I should make it specific.
More
Yeah,
specific on maybe
Okay.
even how good you are with this, at what expertise level are you using this, can you do it independently, are you doing it with with the help
Okay.
of a team or something that gives more idea of how good you are with these skills.
Okay. Yeah, got
and
it.
Monish, since you have been in that field of software development, you can also share your points. What do you think about her resume?
I think even an introduction would help before you start off with your first company, like a brief summary about
Yeah.
if you want to highlight the entire career, just one or two lines,
Okay.
like one or two bullet points. And I think
Okay.
it's important to talk about the impact of your work. Whatever you have done,
Okay.
what is the value it has produced to the company? And if you have anything to quantify in terms of metrics, what's quantifiable? There is a saying, what is measured is what is managed. So if you can
Okay.
quantify something like that, it goes a long way to showcase the value that they brought to the company. So, and yeah, always highlight the most important impact-driven work on the very first of the bullet points. Give me a five or six. Make sure you just highlight the most important ones. And
Okay.
let's keep it to three to four. I'm not sure like six would be too many for like the first company because they may not have,
Okay.
they may just have 4 or 5 seconds to to read each resume.
Yeah.
So that's also a thing. Yeah, these are a few things, and I don't know if WhatsApp message is something that people
Yes.
in your this thing, your resume as a link, because it's mostly a professional context. So
Yeah.
I
I
appreciate your being
also.
approachable. I think that's very nice of you to. Just that for them, they might see it as a little bit social. So
Okay.
the WhatsApp message thing might not be something they may be interested in.
Yeah, I also
Okay.
said the same. Thanks for pointing it, Munish. It doesn't seem that professional. Probably you already have mentioned the phone number, so you don't need to put a WhatsApp message there.
Yeah, and even the address is not something I've seen normally in resumes in Germany. It's
Yeah,
optional, I
it's
think.
not needed.
And maybe for the
The
name,
address?
yeah, it's mostly optional.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
Normally,
just say
Okay.
Berlin, Germany. That is enough. You don't have to go. Yeah,
yeah.
start
Okay.
the number.
And maybe for you to read the name more easily, maybe just a second name as a middle name, just the initial, same as the last name. It might make
Okay.
it simpler for them.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we have got an idea of your resume. Probably you can also share a job link, an example job link that you're applying for.
Um, I
It's a
was
bit of a noise.
I thought of applying to this job right now.
Okay, can you go scroll up? What is
S-
this job called? Yata.de. What do they do?
It's,
okay.
Okay, yeah, keep scrolling.
Yeah, you can go down. Mm, okay, you can go to the required skill set.
Qualifications. Okay, I have very little context about
Yes,
what they do, what is
mm,
their skills that
they
you're looking
actually
for.
looking out for. Okay.
let me just take another one. That will be
Okay, probably LinkedIn search also has a thing, right? You probably are searching for software engineer plus English. Are there better ways to search for
yeah,
this?
like I heard this works. I'm
Okay.
not sure. It's like It's a kind of, for example, here developer plus full stack.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. We
Yeah.
can go focus on
Yes.
one of the. Okay, this is fully German.
Yeah. And like full stack developer. Yeah. This is good.
Okay.
So one way to match for this particular role is you have got some front-end tech stack here mentioned here, right?
Yeah.
Vue.js,
Yeah.
Laravel for backend. Do you have any of these experiences? And then you can highlight that in the resume. Have you worked with Figma? They have mentioned design tool as well. Have you worked with designers who create things in
Uh,
Figma?
Not really, but other frameworks I have been into, for example, React and Node.js.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with AWS, MySQL, and deployment, version control, yeah, I have the same things.
So the skills that you have exactly worked with, definitely make sure that you highlight them uh, when
Okay.
you've used it, in what projects you've used in. If there is a
Mm,
skill set which is similar to what they're asking
mm,
for, you may want to write that, I have worked on these, which
mm.
happens to be similar to many other of the frameworks or the languages.
Okay.
Okay. And if you don't have hands-on knowledge, but you have an understanding of it theoretically, or
Yeah.
then make sure that you mention about it, that you have knowledge on this.
Okay, for example, I'm studying this in my master degree, so I can
Hmm.
put it here.
Yeah, so you should write about it, that I have knowledge about this, or I have studied this. uh,
Okay.
but the mention of it is required even if you don't have an hands-on on it.
Okay.
And the ones you worked on, use words wherein you can write that, okay, I have used this and I know how to make things work with this.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood.
Okay. Okay, these seem to be more of the soft skills that they are looking out for. So I think the
Hmm.
first paragraph is something which is very important, which we will need to check back in your CV. Okay. Can you scroll down a bit down? Okay, go down. So in this, you've understood what changes you need to make,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Uh,
I got it. Yes.
Here, you can go down. Again, in your masters, the focus subjects that you've written,
Hmm.
are all of these something that you're seeing in the job? You may want to evaluate that,
Um,
because this is again an exhaustive list of all the topics that you've done in your masters.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can shorten it, or you can change it basis the jobs that you're applying.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Like four subjects will be cool instead
Yeah.
of 10 subjects. Okay.
Yes.
So the ones
Um,
that you really contributed to or learned from, you can highlight that rather than like listing everything.
and which will be eventually helpful in the job that you're applying for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more thing is the design feedback. If you scroll up, the spacing, right? If you look at this Ali Access India Group, Ashirwad, just after the title, there is digital transformation. A little
Mm,
bit of spacing between the
spacing.
company and the role, and then the points that you mentioned. It makes
Ah.
it
Okay.
easy for people to read. Now it's like too packed, and yeah, it is
Understood.
overwhelming
Yeah.
for people to read or even skim.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Going down. So these sections that you have mentioned, these are also your experiences or just projects?
These are my projects, just projects.
Projects from where? From your employer or?
This is from a it's a online platform where
Mm-hmm.
we can do projects. One is Chorizo and one is Forage Verizon.
Okay.
It's a kind of cloud platforms where we can do kind of job simulations.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and this is my master thesis.
Okay.
Okay. So in the interest of, yeah, go ahead, Savni, but in the
Yeah,
interest of time,
I mean, I
probably
was just
we'll,
saying
yeah,
that,
keep it
this
as the last
information
question.
seems exhaustive, seems too much.
Okay.
And so if you can incorporate this immediately after your experiences, highlighting the actual work that is again related to the job,
Okay.
like when you're writing hands-on experience with the HTML, CSS, you can pull this up and write, in a more concise way,
Okay.
because this might look a little confusing on once you've written your job experience, then the academic, and then the projects. It
Ah,
seems a little confusing.
okay. And can I change the top title also something like open source projects?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe certifications can be separate because now we have put certificates under projects. So,
I have a separate for certifications.
okay, I see the certificate link at the top, and then is that
Yeah.
a link or
Yeah, it's a link actually. Like,
okay?
or
Okay.
shall I just merge this both?
Yeah, yeah. If it is a
Okay.
certification, you can probably bring
Yes.
it all together,
Okay.
group it together in one subheading. Okay, Tanushree, I think we've got enough points, and I'll
Yeah.
try to take at least one more person. So
Yes.
thanks for joining, and yeah, in case
Thank
we
you
won't
so
have
much
more
for the
room.
opportunity.
Thank you. Thanks for joining. Okay, so we'll have one more person for review before we move to cover letter. I see Khaled on video, so I'll bring you in a minute. Just a minute, Tanushree. Thanks for joining. Hey, Khaled, thanks for joining.
Hello.
Can you please
Yeah,
give an
you
Hello.
can.
intro? Where are you joining from? What is your career goal?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I'm a front-end developer. I'm joining from Berlin, and I'm looking for my next job here in Berlin. So yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. So can you
Um,
share your screen, share your resume, and also a job link that you're applying to?
yeah, sure. Just a second.
So for people who are in the resume, probably we may not be able to take all the resumes to review. In case we want to book a resume review session, we have created a TopMate link for it. So you can book it later. Yeah, Khalid, go ahead. I can see your screen. Yes. So this is my first impression is quite neatly framed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the layout is
Okay,
quite properly done.
okay, that's good.
Um,
My only thing is in the skills, right? I see Angular 17 and 5 dots, HTML 5 dots. Uh, yeah, I mean that I'm not sure about if it does it give the proper. You probably are saying you are stronger in Angular 17 HTML
mhm.
CSS rather than SEO.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can maybe it can be said better. Munish, you have any thoughts on this? How to say that? Okay, Angular HTML CSS are stronger than Node.js or NX monorepos.
I think it's the number of years of experience. If you just highlight specifically how many years of experience you have in Angular or other skills, like what is your specialization, and again, whatever is relevant to the job description, making it highlight specifically what's your total years of experience, what is relevant to the role, what is the number of years experience for that. That could go a long way and make it very clear upfront, like in the introduction, the first just one or two bullet points. I'm basically a Ruby on Rails developer. So I say I've got 10 years of experience with Ruby on Rails and I've got 12 years of experience as a software developer. So I basically give them a summary of my total experience and the relevant experience to the particular skill set. That's one way of highlighting it.
Okay.
Okay, so just showing how many years of experience I have in regarding each skill.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
specifically highlight the ones which they are looking for. Like if you're applying for a JavaScript role and if it says
Mhm.
AngularJS, definitely highlight it because that's the first thing they would want to see how much is relevant.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, got it. Thanks, Manish. Savni, any points from you?
Yeah, I think same. I agree with Monish. This the dot structure might not give a very clear idea, so it's always good to be really precise on what you want to say. The rest, the format so far looks good. I like the fact that you've mentioned your GitHub as well as LinkedIn links out there. It
Mhm.
really adds to the profile.
But one thing regarding links, when I see the front end developer remote LR mobility GmbH, right? There is a link at the top, and then there's a link in landing pages, a link at help center, link at
Mhm.
assistant. Right? So many
Yeah.
links. I am not sure if recruiters will go through all of it. Probably,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Manish Savni?
Yeah, I think probably no.
Uh,
Um, any particular reason why you want to add in all of it here?
Yeah, it's just this is the website itself, and these are the pages that I developed. So
Okay.
I'm just adding to showcase what the pages that I
Hmm.
developed look
Hmm.
like in real life.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe you can put just one link. I'm just a suggestion is just have one link. Let's say the primary is the landing page, right? And
Okay.
then you can mention all the other things, but you don't need a link, is what I'm thinking, because yeah, which is a primary can be the primary that can be just that one link. And others probably, let's say you get to the next round, you can always say that and explain that. What is the most highlighted one? You can surely provide a link, but do you need to provide link for everything? I'm not sure.
Mm.
What do you think, Munish?
yeah, I agree with both of you on that, Savani and Nambi. In Germany, there is a saying, Khalid. In German, it is weniger ist mehr. That means less is more. So
Hmm.
even the whatever we've highlighted in bold, even that can be reduced. You have highlighted in each opportunity or each position a lot of bold things. I would propose also there just consider highlighting maybe just two or three in total, where you really want to make it stand out for them to see. Otherwise, even too much of bold, even that could be like they may not be able to understand what are the most important out of all the points you're trying to highlight. So same with the links, maybe just one or two at the maximum in each job description.
Okay. Okay. Noted.
Okay. You can scroll down. Okay.
It's a one page CV.
CV. Sure.
Yeah.
That's good.
Uh,
It's a
yeah.
bit short.
Yeah. I mean, the format seems good. It's just that, as Monish said, I think you may want to just highlight one thing in the points. You choose what you want to highlight, like in the last point when you where you're saying coach junior senior robotic teams, whether you want to highlight the fact that you're into robotic teams or the fact that you're into coaching. You'll need to choose
Mm.
on what
Okay.
needs to be highlighted.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You can show us the job link so that we can actually see how it's matching with it.
Yeah, sure. This is one of the jobs that I applied to.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically an Angular
Angular web
front-end
developer.
developer.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can see, or should I zoom in?
Can you just zoom in a little bit? Okay.
Could you translate that in
Translate this
German?
to
Yeah.
English, please.
Sorry, lot, most of us don't understand German that much.
Okay. Yeah, you can go down.
Okay, one
Okay,
primary
here.
technology that you see is UML. Is that a match in your resume?
Not UML, but OOP,
Object programming.
Agile
Okay.
methodologies, Scrum. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I think the most common factor is that they are looking out for Angular, and you
Yeah.
have a good amount of experience with Angular. So, if you know the work that you are highlighting, the landing pages, maybe you would want to pull in one single link. Uh, putting all your work together and highlighting that this is my work. sort
Okay.
of like a profile where you've merged few of your works, few of the best works together, so that they can take a look at that one link. Okay.
Okay.
Out of the other all of the tools that have mentioned, I think you've worked on most of these.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, perfect. If you mention the number of years that you have worked with on these skills, it should be a good match.
Okay.
Um,
Hopefully.
with with the UML and OOP, if you have worked or if you've worked something which is exactly similar like that, make sure you highlight that.
Even if you have knowledge of UML, you can
Yeah.
mention that.
Okay. Okay.
You might not have worked with that, but if it's something related to a tech that you already know and you have a knowledge of UML, you can mention that. Because usually recruiters treat this as a Bible, and then
Yeah.
they're probably recruiting for multiple roles, finance roles, marketing roles, tech roles. They may not know all of these, but they will look if the skills are matching, if the technology is matching. So, and if you
Yeah,
know the
like so
knowledge of these,
two things. When it's the ATS system, it's going to actually just look at the exact matches, and then a recruiter can, not necessarily the person is from a technical background, so they might not have an understanding of all these keywords. So they will just look at the job description and say, okay, if this is a good match, if he knows the same skills, then we should go ahead with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Munish, any other points? Otherwise, we can probably look at the
Uh,
next.
One thing, Khalid, I saw you were highlighting coaching. So I'm curious, do you have leadership experience?
Yes.
Yeah, so I would even propose you to highlight that because they want people who have that leadership even as an attitude. So if you have leadership experience, please even highlight that in your introduction summary. Let's say you have had 7 years of experience in Angular, plus let's say you have been a
Okay.
leader or a team lead for let's say 2 years or 3 years. Just even highlight that very briefly so that they know that they're hiring somebody who would take up a tech lead role in the future or a team lead
Mm.
role, lead developer role. So I think they really appreciate if you show that you have the ownership to take on leadership
Okay.
responsibility. So,
Okay.
given we have coaching as well, you could definitely summarize it at least on the very top.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. Thanks, Khaled. Thanks for joining. Hopefully, you
Yes.
found it
Okay.
in some useful points here, so you can refine the resume.
Yeah.
And yeah, all the best for your
Um.
search.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Maybe we can pick one more person, Monish and Savni, and then go
Yeah.
for cover letter. Is that okay?
It's your
Okay. Uh, Rupsa. I see Rupsa already on video. Hey, Rupsa.
Yeah, hi. Hope you're doing well, and thank you for accommodating one last request to review the CV.
Yes, please share where are you joining from, what kind of role you're applying for, and
Yeah,
then you can share the resume as well.
I'm joining from Munich at the moment, and I am from a humble social science background. I've moved to Germany last year through the Chancenkarte, which allows me to seek for a job within a period of 12 months. I have my background in master's and MPhil in geography, and I'm looking for jobs in the field of public policy development.
Hey,
We're
we
not able to
dropped.
hear you.
Hello, 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 you're there? Hey, I think.
So I'll pull up a relevant
Okay.
position that I'm interested in applying, and sorry.
I think there's a bit of a lag.
Lag. Yeah.
Yeah. You are freezing, and then we lost a minute of what you
maybe
said.
you can turn off your camera and try. That
Yeah.
might need some bandwidth. And maybe if it is easier that even we do it, let us know. At least I can do it.
Yeah.
I think we are good because we've been. Okay, she dropped out. Maybe we can pick someone. Pulkit. Hey,
Hello
Pulkit.
everyone, thank you for your
Hi.
time,
Thank you. Where are
especially
you
on the
joining from?
Sunday. So, so yeah, a little bit about myself. So I'm in Germany for last 3 years. I came here for my master's degree in RWTH Aachen.
Okay.
I have a background in mechanical engineering, and My first experience was in Bosch, and then I got interested into project management, and I wanted to switch towards the management side. So I came here in Germany to study management and engineering from RWTH Aachen. And I, after my degree, actually I was working with a startup. I got lucky and I got a job after my master's degree. But unfortunately, as it was a startup, some things didn't work out exactly the way they should have been. And I'm looking for jobs again, and right now I'm looking for jobs mostly. So during my studies, I let me present my resume as well.
Yes. Resume and a job link,
Yes.
link to a job that you're applying for.
Yes. Mm,
And once you're done, probably Monish, we can probably have the cover letter content that you wanted to share, because for people who have joined, along with resume, a lot of probably have seen in application forms is a field for cover letter. So sometimes when I personally apply, sometimes I miss that. I don't apply, but it goes a long way in having that, especially in Germany. Monish has a few points how to make a effective cover letter. So probably you'll be sharing that, and then we'll take it on. But for now, Pulkit, I am sharing your resume. That's a nice profile picture that you've got.
thank you.
Yeah, can
Got a
you
bit of
zoom
help
in?
from Agentur for Arbeit for that.
Okay.
Are you able to see, or should I
Can you
zoom?
zoom in? Yeah, zoom in,
Zoom in,
please. We
please.
can't read. Okay.
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 So, yeah, so during my studies, I was working as a student business analyst in product management at a company. And then I did a small internship in project management at Ergo. And my last working experience was full time as a customer success engineer in a startup.
Okay.
And then, sorry. After the startup work, I came to the realization that to work on the customer side, I have different experience. I have gained different experiences in product management and project management and customer success. So basically, that's where my profile is taking me, and that's where I want to be as well. So right now, I'm looking for jobs majorly in project management, and this is one of the resumes that I have uh, tailored a bit more towards project management side.
Okay.
Okay.
My first question is, why have you added professional language
Yes.
course as part of your career?
Because I did this Berufssprach course for German, and otherwise this from March 24 till it's March April 25. I have a big gap in my profile.
Okay. Maybe, I mean, my impression is that, the first thing to highlight in the career as language is not helping the profile
Okay.
that you want to build or you want to go towards.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely highlight the fact that you did the German language course, which is
Mm-hmm.
professional, but a little later, or you may want to,
Mm-hmm.
change the layout and move it
Okay.
somewhere else.
Cool.
In the professional summary part, you would want to change this to a pointer system.
Mm-hmm.
um, Stand out things which are going to be helpful for your project management experience.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly are you aiming for? What have you done, which is going to help you build this profile for the management role.
Okay.
Okay. Coming to your experience, um, okay. Okay, you may. So this is good that the way you're writing, that you've collaborated on this. You have
Mm-hmm.
helped develop pricing, which is again going to be a part of project management related activities. The things
Mm-hmm.
that will help you. You may want to put this in bold,
Okay.
just so that they know that you've done this work. Okay. Can you pull up the job description simultaneously so that we can compare it?
Yes. Um,
And Pulkit, it will be available on YouTube, so you can refer it later, make the notes.
okay.
So don't worry about it now. Yeah.
Yes. Um, yeah, this is one of the recent jobs that I applied to. Uh, should I go at the top, or is this
Yeah,
okay?
just show us the role first, like anything that they have written on
Yeah.
top about.
I think it's from Kongstar JMBA, Junior Project Manager in Corporate Strategy.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now you can go to the main profile that they're looking for. Okay. Um,
This is what you have in your luggage. This is very unique way of saying what we are
yes.
looking for. Yeah,
Yes.
in Hindi, thoda hatke. This is also a hatke job profile. Completed your business studies, which I've
Um,
already done. I guess 2 years of professional experience in strategy, business
okay.
development, staff function.
So they're looking out for about 2 years of professional experience.
Mhm.
In all your previous jobs, any of the duties that are related more to,
This particular,
strategy
yeah,
handling, team handling, any of the places where you have shown that not just hands-on technical work,
Mhm.
but something other than that, you want to highlight all those points.
Okay.
Okay, even if your role per se was not into management, but the fact that
Mhm.
you've done these duties will make a huge impact.
Right. So, so during my experience at this Rico, the startup here,
Hmm.
um, are you able to see the split screen?
Yes,
yes,
yes.
yes, we can see.
Okay,
Yeah,
super. So this here is where I worked on pricing for the business models exactly, and this was the strategic topics that I worked on.
Hmm.
And yeah, I believe I should highlight those then, right?
Yeah, you should highlight, and if you have an end result to it, like how has
Mm-hmm.
this helped, how has this impacted the work, was it a
Mm-hmm.
successful project, you may want to highlight that as well.
some
Yeah.
quantifying numbers will
Mhm.
help.
Hmm.
I wasn't in the company that long to see the results of that project.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, where you can say that, like you've sizably worked in whatever
Mhm.
time frame that you worked, you entirely handled this, or
Okay.
s- eh, maybe not exactly in numbers because you don't
Mm-hmm.
know the results, but something
Right.
that will show them that okay, consistently he's worked on these.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Yes. And regarding this gap in my resume, is that okay if
so
if I
here I
remove
have
it?
a point to say. See,
Yeah.
your strength is you have completed studies here, you've worked a bit here,
Mm-hmm.
and you have concerns about this gap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way you have designed the resume, the timeline is standing out. If
Okay.
you just go back in our previous person who shared colored,
Mm-hmm.
the way he has structured it, the
Mm-hmm.
timeline is just part of one of the details.
I see.
So you
Okay.
probably can use a similar
Yes.
Format.
structure where the
Mm-hmm.
timeline doesn't stand out starkly. Now I can see career and I kind of now start. I'm not looking to
Mm-hmm.
look for gaps, but when you put it like this, my focus
Okay.
goes towards that.
I see.
So yeah,
Yeah,
you
like
just
especially because we usually read from left to right, and the
yes,
first
Mm-hmm.
thing that we are going to read is the
the
timeline
timeline. Yeah,
Right.
instead of the duties.
Okay.
that
I
can
see.
come first, and then timeline
Mm-hmm.
can be as a sub caption or in the side.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and also life
Mm-hmm.
happens, right? I probably have a
Yeah.
gap in my resume. Everyone has some gaps. You don't have to for that do something or like put something. Just say,
Okay.
okay, these are the things that I worked on. These are my strengths. Focus on
Mm-hmm.
your
Absolutely.
strengths, and then
Okay.
put that up first, and then that will be effective.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
No, one. I have one more question. If it's okay, it's not related to
Yes, yes, yes. Please
resumes.
share. Yeah.
Uh, so I have experience in three different departments to say.
Hmm.
Uh, what would be your recommendation that I should focus on? Because product management is something that requires a bit of prior experience, even for junior product management positions. So, in my experience of applications for almost 6 months, last 6 months, it's been difficult. Project management, I've never cracked any interviews for any. I have not even got an interview for product management. But for customer success and project management, I have been getting interviews. So that's where I have been focusing on. Uh, in your opinion, what would be your suggestions?
Savni or Manish, if you want to chip in here.
Um, so I think when you see the job description which is related to a product manager,
Hmm.
we would want to see more things which are related to it.
Okay.
Even if it's like you've not done a lot of work, but if you have come across the projects which were related to this,
Hmm.
how have you been a part of it? If you didn't have key responsibilities, that is okay, but what
Hmm.
sort of a knowledge you have on these product manager roles,
Okay.
skills, Have you been preparing externally on your own about certain things? If that can be a value add, you may want to put that on top and
Mhm.
not highlight, like lesser highlight the other roles.
I see. Understood.
Just
And
rearrange stuff is one way for the CV to at least to get picked.
mhm. Right.
About the work part, I think Nambi can
Yeah, so
help you
one
more
thing
on
I
that.
feel is since you've been already been effective in getting some interviews with
Mhm.
certain profiles,
Mhm.
you can continue to focus on that and crack it fully.
Okay.
And see, at some point, market is also in such a way, this is just my personal opinion, is
Mhm.
that you better have a foothold or enter in a company, a team, then you can pivot later.
Yes, that's
Uh,
what I'm thinking right now as well.
yeah. And once you join a team, probably you get to know what is the context there, what are the challenges, how you can pivot better.
Right.
Yeah, then it becomes slightly more easier.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Pulkit. Thanks for joining.
Yes. Thank you very
And
much for having me. And
yeah, all the
once again,
best.
thank you very much for your time.
No issues. Okay, cool. I think we have crossed the 1 hour mark. So, Monish, do you want to go ahead and share about cover letter, what has been useful for you, and how to draft a cover letter? So, we have covered quite a few resumes. For all the people who have joined in, we didn't take all the resumes. Probably a lot of people, 50 people are now there in the call. In case if you want to have a resume review, or Savni and me are available for a resume review booking in TopMate. I'm sharing this link. Now we will be having Monish share his cover letter learnings, and then yeah, we can continue from there. We can't hear you. You are on mute, Monish.
Sorry,
Yeah.
thank you. So before I start sharing maybe an example of a cover letter, I just want to take a step back and briefly talk about why do we even write cover letters and how is it different from resumes. So a cover letter is a place where you specify certain aspects which you may not necessarily specify in the resume. And a cover letter, for example, you can go a little bit in a more elaborate way about talking about what specific skills that you may have had and how that actually applies to the job description. Because fundamentally in resumes, you would write down a few bullet points about what was the work that you have done, and you would highlight about 3 or 4 key responsibilities throughout your tenure of a work. But if you want to elaborate on what exactly it was involving and how did it contribute in a much in a little bit more broader sense, you could elaborate that much better in the cover letter. Also, the cover letter has a few of the key aspects. I think the best way for me to explain that is to share it with an example. So I'll just share my screen.
So before we share, see your cover letter example, one question that I have personally, Munish, is there are so many roles people are applying for, right? If you're actively looking for jobs, probably there are like 10, at least 10 roles that people are applying with AI there. There are so many tools that you can mass apply. How can you expect a person, me, whoever who is applying to craft cover letters? It's almost like lighting a love letter to a company. You are like, this is what I like about you. This is why I want to join. But how can you expect it to be written by like 10 different companies? So how do you handle that when you're applying slightly more number of companies, but at the same time you need to craft a cover letter for these?
Sure. It's a judgmental call. Sometimes you have to, like how you say, you have trade-offs to make in life, and trade-offs to even make with time. Um, I would not say there's a one size fits all answer for this question. One thing that maybe, because it's also subjective. Sometimes I've heard people, what they do is, let's say out of 10 jobs they have to apply in a given day, and if they feel in out of 10 the top 5 are the ones they feel they have a better chance, and if they don't have time to write the cover letter for all the 10, they would just literally write the best cover letter they could for the first 5, and for the other ones they would just maybe not be able to write a very good cover letter or not write a cover letter at all, and they may have to pass it. Personally, if you ask me, I'm a kind of a person who will not leave any stone unturned. I would try to write every cover letter for every after 10 companies. I know that it take more time and energy, but it leaves me with that sense of contentment that I gave it my best shot for all the 10 cover letter or all the 10 job applications. Obviously, it will take more time, but yeah, I mean, you don't know which recruiter will read the cover letter or not. As
Okay,
well.
so
So
kind of
yeah,
prioritize and then.
prioritize, and yeah, sometimes you have to make a judgmental call, and
Mm,
also it's also listening to your inner voice.
yeah, got it. Yeah, please go ahead, share your example cover letter.
Yeah, thank you. So I have prepared a cover letter for a company called Babbel. It's a language learning company in Germany. I would like to just confirm if my screen is
Yes, we can see the screen, but can you please zoom in a bit?
yes, definitely. Is it?
Yes, we can read it. Yeah.
Great. So before I start off, I want to mention one or two things as well. So when I actually have worked at Babbel in the past. I was an employee at that company, and I even had a chance of going through a referral. But even though I had a chance of going through a referral at the company, I still didn't take it lightly. I still applied with a cover letter in spite of going through a referral. The reason behind that was it was just for me to show for myself that I don't take any opportunity lightly, even if I'm going through a referral. And it's just maybe one more way of showing some sort of professionalism, that you want to give it your best shot, even though you're going through a referral. Now, the cover letter has three key aspects: an introduction, you talk about your personal why as to what motivates you to apply to a company for a specified position. And the third aspect is how you intend to be of service and add value to the company. So these are the three key aspects that I have learned over the last 5, 7 years of applying to jobs. I was also in Singapore for a couple of years, so a lot of trial and error, and that's how I've come so far with how to write better cover letters. The introduction is basically about two key aspects. What's your total years of experience? Like in my case, I've said I've got 12 years of total experience. I've got a relevant experience of 10 years with Ruby on Rails. I'm primarily a Ruby on Rails developer that way. So highlighting both what is relevant to the job description and my total experience. Plus, I've also said that I've been working internationally for the last 7+ years. So that's like a brief introduction. The why. I think one thing I want to briefly talk about the why and the importance of the why. I want to share a quote with all of you. There is a saying: if the why is clear, you can bear with almost anyhow. And this is by a German by the name Friedrich Nietzsche. So
Psychologist.
yeah, so I mean, having a strong why goes a long way. And even if you've heard of Simon Sinek, one of the persons who's
Start
behind
with why.
Start
Yeah.
with why, exactly. So he always suggests that have a strong why as to why you're applying to a company or with anything or with a lot of things you do in life, because your why gives you a lot of clarity or motivation. So here the why is basically about what personally motivates you to apply in the context of the company mission, the mission or the vision or the purpose. So for example, in this case, I've tried to highlight that for Babbel. Babbel is a language learning company, and for me, it personally brings a smile on my face when I try to speak to somebody in some other country if I'm traveling there, and that inspires me to build genuine connections. And this, in a way, is also closely related to Babbel. So if I go to Babbel as a company and I look at their about page, and if I look at the purpose of the company Babbel, and if I see about the word connections, so they want to help people connect. So I'm trying to draw a parallel or a connection between the purpose of the company and my own personal purpose as well. And I'm trying to be very personalized by also sharing how it helps to build meaningful connections. Because I've always observed that if somebody speaks to me, even in just one or two words in Hindi, and that person is in Germany, I would say, "This is nice. That's very nice. I appreciate that about you." It's a very human way of just connecting with people across different languages. So a small story also goes a long way to personalize that aspect. The second part of the why is talking about how you can radiate empathy. Empathy for whom? It's the end users of any product. Now, I'll explain this with an example. There's a company in Germany. It's an insurance company. It's called GetSafe. Now, if you see GetSafe, this is one of their job descriptions. One of their principles is customer empathy. So if a company has a principle of customer empathy, it means that they value customer empathy in any applicant who applies for their role. And why is empathy important for the customer? Because if you relate with the end user problems yourself as somebody working at the company, it shows to them directly or indirectly that you're happy to go above and beyond your normal call of duty. Not always, but let's say in times of need. So they want to see if people really care about the end users and about their challenges. So I tried doing the same thing with Babbel. I'm a language learner myself. I'm still learning German. I'm not yet there with C1 or B1 or B or even B2. So I try to talk about how I found it difficult to narrow down on which resource do I want to learn Babel or like learn German from, or similarly from which specific instructor would I like to learn German from. And it has not been an easy journey for me to narrow down on the right people and the right app. So this is why it's an overwhelming experience for me, and that is why I relate all the more with the people who also are learning a language and their challenges with learning a language. So here again, you're trying to personalize your experience of how you radiate empathy for the end user. This is again a sign of building intrinsic motivation with regards to you're going to be doing good for the company or just happy to relate with the end user's problem and do better than just maybe any normal 9 to 6 job. Yeah. Other than this, I think one thing I want to talk about is at the end of the day, every company has got values. Now, values in a very core level, they shape our behavior. And as is your values, especially during times of pressure or times of test, that's how they know about your true character. Now, normally, a lot of companies have company values. And even if you talk about how you relate with one or two of the company values or at a personal level, that's also one way of kind of drawing alignment between your values and the company values. And this is what people want to see, whether it's a hiring manager or the recruiter. Because if you kind of resonate with the company values, it shows that you will behave accordingly as part of your day-to-day interactions with people within the company, and all the more so when you're under pressure or under times of being tested. And even this, I want to share an example of with you as to why these values are important. So Babel, again, with the example that I want to take, let's say if I go to, I'm on the careers page right now, the jobs page. And even if you see over here, they have different steps in the interview process. And if you look at the insider tips, they very clearly say that even when you go for the interviews, you should read up on the Babel values. So they are clearly going to be asking you indirectly or directly about this through the rounds of the interviews that you have. And if you take a step forward and if you already mentioned this in the cover letter, it just shows you've done so much more research about the company. And it also shows that you've taken the interest to show them clearly that you also already aligned with the company values. So it's mostly a proactive approach of how you want to go about letting people know about your motivation to join the company fundamentally. Last but not the least, within the first question, why, I think it's even highlighting very few basic details like how do I appreciate the learning budget and how do I appreciate the remote working policy? Because if it saves me time to spend more time with myself, I mean, in my family context especially, it's just something we are just mentioning in a very authentic way, that even these small things go a long way and it allows me a better balance in my life. So again, just being authentic here about these few things as well as part of your why. So these are the 3-4 key aspects about your personal why and your personal story. Moving on. This is the second question. How do I intend to be of service and add value to the company? Now, here again, you talk about the skills that you have, which are relevant to the role. And you can again also highlight, let's say if you have open source contributions, or if you've written tech blogs, you could even give a link to that. So in my case, I've given a link to my open source and technical contributions and the tech blogs over here. So I've just clicked on this link. So let's say if I open this link, it takes me to a gist where it has all my open source contributions. It has my technical blogs as well. So the intention is just to give them more information to work with and for them to know that who you are even outside of work. And it just shows that you are passionate about your work and you're doing whatever you can to keep improving as a person in your specific field. So for those who are not familiar with open source contributions, it's just one way of, just doing
credibility.
Yeah, visibility and
credibility
with regards to your work. You're trying to just contribute more. So it could be anything you do in your own field for that matter. Open source is just how we do it for programmers fundamentally.
Okay, great. I think, thanks, Manish. I think I've got covered most of it. And I believe it's a very human way of approaching job search, right? Instead of just mass applying, at least I would say 1 out of the 10, if you are really prioritizing that particular job, you can write, and it will take time. You can't just create a cover letter in like 5 minutes. Probably you need to put that time and effort to create that personal why and then write all of this.
I mean, yeah, and also just to add to that, like even if you've done anything like coaching or like community activities, you can even mention that, yes, I'm a coach and I do pro bono mentoring. All those things can be mentioned. So they know you more about you as a person outside of work also that way. and yeah, they get to know you better in terms of your personality. So
Okay.
yes.
Cool. Yeah, thanks, Munish. Thanks for sharing this. We are slightly over time. We are at 12:15, but we have got one more thing. Probably Saad in the YouTube comment section has also asked a question. Probably Munish, we can use that like to answer with the tool you have mentioned. In order to highlight the roles or experience which is more relevant to the job we are applying, can we also change the chronological order and shuffle the timelines even? Is it considered okay? So basically, let's say I'm applying for an energy sector role, but I had done that 3 years back and I have some other experience now. How do I handle this? Should I change the chronological order? Yeah, first you can share your answers. Probably then we can use the tool that you've been building, Munish. So you can give a small introduction and then we can ask the tool as well.
So the question, if I understood correctly, was if I have, let's say, a different experience, and how do I specify it in terms of chronological order, given the job description might be different?
Yeah. How do you highlight roles which is more relevant, even if it's slightly, say, in the past? Can I bring it up?
I would do that. I mean, normally the thing is you should do it in a chronological order. Whatever is the most recent usually goes first. But if it's not relevant to the job description you're applying to, you need to highlight that to the recruiter or the hiring manager, because they're looking for relevance as one of the key aspects. And yeah, it would break the rule of putting it in chronological order. But if you're highlighting the other one first, which is not relevant, they may already lose interest in reading your
Okay.
resume.
Well, Savni, you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think even I agree with the same that chronology is good if it's relevant, but in a case like this, I think relevant experience will matter the most, and one should put it on top.
Okay, cool. So probably last 10 minutes, we can wrap up at 12:25. Manish, you want to quickly share the AI tool that you've been building? AI is the new tech that everyone wants to build with. So you've already created something that can help job search people. People can make use of that tool, people who are watching. So you can give a small introduction.
Sure. So just some background context. I am building something in the mental health and well-being space. At the same time, so my screen's still visible, right?
No, it's in,
No.
okay, now I can see your human-centered
Yes.
confidante. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I'm just building something in the mental health and well-being space. At the same time, it's got to do with both something that would give short-term and long-term solutions to people in terms of answers, because everybody sometimes are not able to find answers to certain questions, and even if they use ChatGPT or Perplexity for that matter as AI tools. So I've just taken a very sample use case. Let's say if unfortunately somebody has been laid off in Germany and they're finding it difficult to find a job in the last 3 months. And one question that they're asking is, how do I stand out in my job applications to get a job ASAP? So the intention over here is to, firstly, even at a human level, connect with you through the interactions from the chatbot and have a more humanized interaction with regards to what actually you're going through this period of time, which is already quite challenging. I've also been laid off a couple of times, so I'm just also being very honest about it. I've personally been there, and it's not been easy. So the intention is to even connect with your feelings and to listen to you and acknowledge how you feel or you may feel. That's also initially how this app and the bot is responding, as to just even relate with who and what you might feel through as you're going through this tough time. Also, to provide you short-term or immediate solutions. For this specific example use case, even here, the intention is to suggest something concrete. You customize a cover letter and CV. You talk about whatever is relevant. You again use keywords which are matching the applicant tracking system, and you highlight your achievements. Like one thing I've always been proposing to people is always please talk about the impact of your work from your previous roles and quantify your achievements. So the idea is to even make these things available directly through the bot, where whatever questions people are asking are also answered in a more relevant way, and it should make sense. So even to avoid the repetition, I'm trying to build something where I can literally give answers to some questions where, let's say, if I'm not able to share anything upfront with you, the bot will be able to give those insights, and I'm trying to customize those answers as well that way for it to be concrete and actionable. Also, I would say it's adding a few other aspects about maybe building a brand and preparing for interviews and other aspects as well. I think one more thing I personally was missing when I asked the same question to Perplexity, it just gave me a lot of, for the same question, it gave me a lot of actionable advice that this is what you can do. These are the things you can do to enhance your skills and show your achievements and stand out. Sure. But it literally ends there. There is no element of inspiration of, because even to find a job, it's like literally maybe a 2 month or a 3 month journey in the current job market. And you need a process to work towards that. And
Or
this is
even
what I,
more.
yeah, this is, sorry.
Even more, right? 2 and 3 months, you're lucky, I would say.
Could be,
Something
yeah.
would
I
take
mean,
care.
given the tough job market, and this is where
Yeah.
the intention is to take examples of people of real life who have struggled and who have been successful. Like J.K. Rowling, she literally had 12 of her book applications not been accepted before finally Harry Potter was accepted. So it's to even share some real life stories of people who have gone through that struggle and they've been able to persevere through that and lead to success. Also, I'm trying to bring in a cultural context into this whole bot experience where sometimes we are not mindful that we are living in Germany and we have to tailor our entire responses to German cultural context. So this is where I'm trying to be very intentional, that to prompt you with the right questions to make you think that how you can tailor your application or your questions specific to the German job market. So this is where I'm trying to ask this question: how does the job market, or how does the German job market and the cultural context influence your approach to job hunting? So this is to make you think with the German audience in mind. And again, the intention is to also share a few inspirational videos or books or podcasts. Yes, and there's also a follow up. It does not end there. So, given that there was a prompt about the German cultural context and influence, I have now asked the next question: how do I tailor my job application strategy specifically to the job market? So, after I make you think about that question, you can again follow up with more questions to get more clarity and how to stand out given the German context. So this is how the bot is again intentionally trying to give you more actionable advice, again culturally or in connection with where you're applying for. And if you see towards the end, specifically, I've also tried to give a few resources again specific to the German job market, like job hunting in Germany as a book, or a blog or a podcast specific to Germany, or again trying to give you something more in terms of relevant to the market. And this is how I'm trying to build something more customized. And I think also inspiring people, or trying to inspire people in a genuine way by talking about the importance of having a growth mindset. Last but not the least, one or two things I'm trying to build into the bot, which I haven't yet been able to build yet. I personally, over the last 5 years, have been in a lot of communities that I got to know about and whose links are not very easily shared online. I'll give an example. I'm part of the Data Berlin Slack community in Germany, and recently somebody on the on Nambi's WhatsApp group asked me about it. So I shared the invite link of that WhatsApp group, of the Slack group, to a lot of people, and a lot of people even joined the Data Berlin Slack community. And this was mostly came from a question that somebody asked on Nambi's WhatsApp group. So the intention of the bot is to also make these invite links available in the coming days directly, so that you don't have to struggle to find these links. And I'm also part of a community like the Berlin Tech group. And there are so many other communities which maybe you may have not heard of, even which was new for me when I first came here. But I got to know more about them over the last 5 years. And luckily, in some of them, I can directly invite people. So I can share the invite link. And that's what I want to add into the bot experience eventually, so that you can try to make the most of what's available by even joining these communities and getting relevant information to hopefully help you in your job search. So I'm intending to build the bot further by adding these links and trying to give you more concrete information, which I think Perplexity or ChatGPT will not be able to do because they don't have a lot of German domain context. So yeah, that's the
Okay.
intention of giving you
Got
something.
it.
Yeah,
Thanks, Manish. I think it's an AI tool with a bit of inspirational, culturally relevant, plus community-based differentiation
yeah. There will
that
be more
helps a lot
concrete
of
advice.
things.
Yeah, continue to be
Okay.
shared going forward. Yes,
Yeah,
Nambi.
please share the link in the chat so that people can, if they can use it, they can make use of it. Maybe I can share it in the follow-up mail for the meetup as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Meanwhile, one last question before we sign off. Prashant Gaikwad asked, "Hello, I'm working as a service delivery manager. My resume is 3 pages. Is it okay?" Savni, Manish.
I'll go after you,
I
Samir.
think if it's all relevant information of 3 pages, is one thing, but I'm sure we can shorten it to two
Two
pages. I think two
pages.
pages
Yeah.
is a sweet spot wherein
Yeah.
it's good to have a 2 page CV. If given that, I don't know how much experience has he said he has. I'm not
He
sure on
doesn't
that.
say that. He just says, I'm working as a service delivery manager.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm sure a person with an extensive experience also can manage getting the gist of it in a two-page resume.
Okay. Manish?
Yeah, I would plus one that. I mean, a two-page resume. I mean, see, one thing is working on the resume and making shorter. I want to acknowledge it does take a lot of time, but it's really worth the effort because I think Savni would be the best person to confirm this. That you may be getting a lot of hundreds of applications per day,
Yes,
and you only have a few seconds maybe per resume.
so true, so true. I mean, yeah, at the end of it, that is like going to be your first sales pitch to the company that you're going, and you definitely need to work on that. There cannot be a shortcut there.
Yeah. So ideally, I mean, nothing wrong in having 3 pages, but Prashant, if we can make it to 2 pages,
Yeah.
that would be great. Is photo absolutely necessary in Germany in the resume? Okay, that's a question that
Uh,
keeps coming. Photo, no photo.
I think no, it's not a necessary, but I would highlight that if you are targeting for roles which are client facing, which are marketing or anything wherein it's going to be a value add, make sure you put a thoroughly professional photo. Let it be a value add instead of a distraction. Otherwise,
Yep.
it's best not being there.
Yes. And Prashant says, thank you. It's Savni. Okay, thank you, Savni, Monish, and Nambi. Thanks, Prashant. Thanks, everyone. Any last sentences, words, phrases, Savni, Monish?
I think it was really great. If at all it's helped everyone, it's a good thing. I think I got a lot of good points from Monish. It was really really nice connecting with you. I happened to see a couple of things yesterday when I got to know you're going to be a part of the session, and what you're doing is really inspiring. I read few of the session comments that you've gone through, and really loved reading through it. And thank you, Nambi. Creating this community is a big deal. Getting us all together on a platform where we can help each other. I think it's a wonderful job. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for taking the time and joining, Savni. Thank you for the initiative. And thanks, Monish, for
Um,
sharing your expertise.
Yeah, sorry, Nambi. I just wanted to also summarize quickly. Thank you, Savni and Nambi as well. It's wonderful to do together. And I think the sense of community is just increasing all the more when we are doing this as a group and we care about giving back. So thank you so much as well for sharing your insights. And I think the more we continue doing that, we just inspire more people or at least try our best to give back.
Yes, that's the whole
So
point of
thank you
this.
again,
Yeah, based on
Savni.
our experience, we are just sharing, and of course, we hope that all of you took value of it. And thanks to all the people who joined. I think at some point more than 50 people were also part of this team, and now even till now 30 people are there. So thanks for staying on, being there till the end. People who came on the stage and shared your resume, it takes a lot of courage to do that. Thanks for doing that. People who ask questions on a Sunday, spending a time for career growth, it takes a lot. And thanks for bringing that. And see you all again in another session sometime soon. Probably Savni might be doing this sometime soon. Maybe Monish might also join. We will be sharing that. I'll be putting up the meetup page, and then we will follow up on that. For
Nambi,
now,
I want to just add one thing if you don't
yeah,
mind.
yeah, go ahead.
I just want to acknowledge one thing for everybody who's currently going through a job search right now, especially those who have come on an opportunity card, and especially those who are students. At least I'm realizing with most students that I talk to, it is all the more challenging because you have maybe lesser experience. And in the current job market, the demand is not that much as a supply of
Supply.
people who are
Mm.
students. And, the intention is uh, we'll do whatever we can to be of support or to be of use. And this is where, even if we have some experience, been here for a few years, we are trying to see what we can do to maybe just hopefully add something of value while it's a challenging job market. So please also do consider sharing what you know with everybody else because it's a
Yes.
community effort.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the biggest challenges in Germany or a lot of countries worldwide is, I mean, with all due respect, I mean, we understand everybody's got a lot of challenges and their own time pressure. And also in situations where people are not able to share feedback for different reasons, maybe through the interview process. If we keep sharing our knowledge with each other and what worked, what didn't work, we continue learning from each other's experiences, at least indirectly that way. So please continue believing in yourself and also keep giving back to whatever way in whatever small way you can, because that's how we all learn through shared learning and shared experiences. And hopefully that way we'll all come out of it together successfully.
Yeah, that's the idea. Let's, as a community, let's grow together. Not one person has all the answers, but as a community, we might can help each other. We can help go to the next level up. That's what I want to share as a community as well. Okay, thanks everyone, and see you later. Have the nice rest of the day.
Yeah.
See you then. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, everyone.